Why Israel went into slavery in Egypt. Genesis 37:50, Exodus 1. God's plan begins with Joseph. Many years before Israel became a nation, God chose a young man named Joseph, the son of Jacob. Joseph was loved by his father but hated by his brothers. Out of jealousy, they sold him as a slave and sent him to Egypt. What his brothers meant for evil, God used for good. Through many hardships, slavery, false accusation, and prison, God remained with Joseph. In time, God raised him to become second in command in Egypt after Pharaoh. Israel comes to Egypt for survival. A severe famine spread across the land, including Canaan, where Jacob and his family lived. Because Joseph was in Egypt, God used him to store grain. Joseph invited his father Jacob, Israel, and the whole family, 70 people, to come and live in Egypt so they would not die of hunger. They settled in a fertile land called Goshen. At this time, Israel went to Egypt not as slaves but as guests.
God sent me ahead of you to preserve a remnant on earth.
Genesis 45:7. A change of kings. After Joseph died, many years passed. The family of Israel grew and became a large nation. Then a new Pharaoh arose who did not know Joseph. This Pharaoh became afraid. He said, "The Israelites are too many and too powerful for us." Fear led to oppression, from guests to slaves. The Egyptians began to mistreat the Israelites, forcing them into hard labor. They were made to build cities and work brutally. What began as a place of refuge turned into a place of suffering. Israel became slaves in Egypt, crying out to God for deliverance. They made their lives bitter with harsh labor. Exodus 1:14. God was still in control. Even in slavery, God's promise had not failed. God had told Abraham generations earlier that his descendants would be strangers in a foreign land and would be oppressed, but he would rescue them. Know for certain that your descendants will be strangers in a land not their own. Genesis 15:13. Egypt was not the end of Israel's story. It was the place where God prepared a nation and where he would later reveal his power through Moses.